And the first time that you knew that John even knew Carmen Halleck was when he showed you the newspaper clipping of the article on her disappearance, along with Lee Hainline?
The first time I knew that, I had always been saying, I ought to go back and see old Candy, again. But I never did it, And then I found out she was gone, But I always had in the back of my mind that I'd go back and see her again sometime. But I didn't, didn't know. John shows me this article, said she's gone.
Had you ever talked to John at all about it?
Yeah, I might have. But, it was just, passing conversation.
So John did know that you had been going with her.
Right.
What I'm trying to get at is trying to figure out why John would have even considered making these statements that he made concerning her and you.
What statements?
The fact that you may know something about her disappearance.
Well, I'll tell you, I haven't talked to John, right, or anything like that. Mm. But I'm not killing anybody.
No, nobody other than John has made any, tied you in with anybody. Right. And I'm not trying to at this time. Right. What I'm trying to figure out is why John would have made this statement.
The only thing that I can think of is maybe some kind of guilt transfer, That's the only thing that I could think of.
Had he ever given any indication of this regarding anybody else in the past while you knew? Something that you may know that he had done and that he tried to pass the buck on to somebody else? From your knowledge.
Oh, yeah. There might have been some things in with this fraternity we were in, that somebody said he stole a gun or something like that, If you asked him about it, he had something set up, or somebody else did it or something like that. He was pretty good at that, I would say.
You don't recall any specific instances, though, possibly a gun situation?
Yeah, but we had a little gun in this house we had, and it was gone, stolen.
During the time that you knew John, did you ever suspect that he may have had any homosexual tendencies of any type?
Homosexual? No, I never thought of John as a homosexual. I just thought of him as kind of messed up, he got married, tried to do the best he could. As far as I could, he just messed up. If somebody asked me about John Schaefer, I'd say he's weak. I get that same feeling. There was an animosity, after. So I really didn't want to have anything to do with him, After I moved out, I had gone to see him a couple more times.
But you never recall any specific arguments or disagreements that you had, other than the one argument that you don't remember what you were arguing about. You just taking opposite views.
Right, that's about it. I didn't take an opposite view. He assumed that I had, though. Or something, I really don't know, what he was arguing about. But there was things like that. And when I moved out of there, I had said to myself, when I move out of there, I can't tell him, I'm going to move tomorrow. I just got to get my stuff and move out. Right like that. Get out.
Why?
I was afraid of him, and I really don't know why I was so afraid of him, but I was afraid of him.
Well, I'm sure you read in the newspapers and that, the manner in which these two girls, Susan Place and Georgia Jessup, were mutilated. They were decapitated, various limbs removed, torso of the body was cut in half. From your acquaintanceship with John, would you consider him the type of an individual that would do such a thing to an attractive young woman?
Well, who would, right? So you can't say John is as good as anybody. Just to look at a person and say, this guy does that.
Do you ever see John really lose his temper at all?
Just one time, I really thought, I never expected John to ever swing on anybody. This is one thing about John, When I was in the service, you kind of learn to size up a person, by should you get into a fight with him. If you were losing and that person just keep on you, right? Or would that person fight you at all and wait and titch in the back of the head with a pipe or something like that? That kind of a person, or just exactly what type. And it always appeared to me that John was the type of person that wouldn't fight no matter what you did to him, but would wait and get you some other time. He told me one time that he blew up a car. This was when I was living with him. All this stuff's going into my mind, and I'm going, I got to get out of there, Because I see myself as that dude, that John's trying to slip it to.